Hello，
嗨，
嗨
嗨，
嗨，这个等一下你要拿我的 check，去拿我的水给我。Hi everyone，
hello，
哎呀，Can you see me？
yes，
给它比较暗一点，太亮了。白一点的黄啊，你看我的样子，这边可以看到吗？Hi Bon Lim，
Hi,
Oh, I
hi.
saw your minions there. I like minions though.
哦，
Hi Sophia. Hi Dashinsha. Oh, so nice.
嗨哟，
Hi Dashinsha. 诶，怎么这边听到？你觉得呢？看一下这样子。Sorry 啊，this old man needs some time to prepare a while. Where are you now, Pan Lim?
at home?
Oh, at home. I'm at home also.
Uh,
Can you see me? Can you see me well? The color.
yeah.
Okay. 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 All right. So how are you guys? How many people inside actually in the room?
There are not many because we scared if too many it will disturb the line because we are going to broadcast it to YouTube.
Oh, I see. I see.
So
Okay.
we put it at the minimum of people. Other people will be watching. All the students will be watching from the YouTube.
Oh, I see. I see.
Ah.
Now already broadcast to live. You got any link? You share to me. I can share to my social media.
Arvin, you put the link to.
Oh, hi.
Actually, the link I already shared this morning.
Oh,
the YouTube
okay.
link. Only
You
G.
mean the one that you sent to me earlier? is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Actually, it's a YouTube link.
这个 presentation 它 link 我的 laptop 啦。
Never mind. Actually, foundation going to stand again. So can.
Everyone is at home, is it? Sophia, you look very familiar. Have I seen you before? Have I seen you before,
I
Sophia?
was in Segar before.
Oh, I see.
Oh yeah.
那个 screen 这样靠近 Why I look so big in the screen? Do I look big in the screen? Oh my goodness.
No.
From my screen, it looks very small.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't look that big. It's good.
Right. Okay, so let me see. You send in the chat box. Let me see where to see the chat box. Oh, this is the one. 我要做一个 IG post 这样吧。Sorry. 对啦。哎呦，how to do 嘞？Wait 啦，give me some time a while. 想做 story 在我的电脑。
帮你拍先啊。
在这边按可以吗？chat 在哪里看呢？chat 嘞？这边都看到 chat 的。
Side. The one you see link that is the chat box.
Oh, give me a minute lah. I send to my IG a while. 看到我的吧？看不到我，
看不到。
没有声音啊。
医生有关的。哦。
You can sit. Okay.
然后一点，后点，
Alright. Hello. 那后点。看下，哦，它有 effect 的哦。诶，这个看起来不错哦。就没有声音啊。I'm very new in this Zoom 呢。哇，can see shadow 啊。OK，对啦，就没有声音。
闭麦啊，
哦，挺 cute 的。这个看起来 pro 一点。OK， 用这个。OG 哦，这个。This one looks good. Shall we start now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear.
All right. So who's the moderator? Who's the moderator? It's 3 p.m. now. Shall I start now?
All right.
All right. Okay.
Okay, go, Eureka!
Oh my God, I'm so scared lah. How? All right. So everyone, my name is Zyro Wong. Nice meeting you. So I hope you guys have a very pleasant afternoon. And I noticed that because it's COVID right now, so I believe it's a very, very tough journey for every one of you. So right now it's all Form 6, is it? Everyone is Form 6 here, is it?
Yes.
Lower or upper 6 or both?
Both.
Oh, I see. Okay. Any one of you have seen me before?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not sure whether this kind of slide you guys have seen it before now, because I've been using it for quite some time for my own presentation. So today the topic will be dream to reality, whereby it's actually more on my personal journey. As you know that I'm actually an ex-Sagarian as well, and Bonim is my ex-teacher. So I've been with Saga since 2005, 2006, 2006, so until today. And I believe that it's a very, very good journey, and then see the response and also the changes in the school. And today I will share a bit of my biography and how is my so-called business journey and entrepreneurship journey. So feel free to ask me any question, because it's more on my personal journey that I've been through. And I always believe that I'm a big dreamer last time. I always like to dream, because I start from zero, and I have nothing back then. And until today, I have a little achievement, and it's all started from dream. All right. So let me just present a bit of my biography to those that you might not know me. So, next page. Can you see the screen? Have you seen the screen?
Yes.
Yep.
You saw my presentation. Sorry, I'm not very good in this.
But still, you haven't moved it, right? It's still at first page.
Okay. Oh, okay. You can see now, right? Okay.
Yes.
So this is my
Yes.
life journey. My name is Zyro Wong. Nice meeting every one of you. So my life journey and my career. So basically, it's more on my biodata, what I do for the past 10 years until today. The graduation in Saga is 2007 until today. So my life career, I start with 3E. Okay, 3E. I always say 3E. The first E is actually educationist. I'm an educator, so I used to teach around, and I've been to more than 100 schools in Malaysia to give out talks and also seminars. And then the first E is this one. Then the second, these are all the pictures, and then few of them is actually captured in Saga. All right, and I'm a lecturer in school as well in University of Malaya and also University of Help University. And then the second E that I joined is actually the entertainment field. All right, the entertainment field. And in entertainment field, I'm an ex-TV host. I host program, and then an ex-MC as well. And I did quite a number of engagement, modeling and stuff. But back then, now I'm very fat already because of MCO. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So next will be, this is the second era that I said entertainment. So this is all the competition that I've been through, modeling, doing some reviews for people. So I believe that right now is actually a social media era. So if you have social media, please use it as a platform, okay, to show your work, okay, to tell the world what do you do. And I believe that it's a very good platform whereby it's free, all right, in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, anything you can think of. And especially to Form 6 right now, I think you are born in millennial years, right? 2000, right? Are they 2000? Year 2000, right? So in this millennial years, it's actually the baby boomers, right? They are very well equipped with technology, especially in the social media. So use it if you can, all right? And then event management as well. I did a lot of events for clients over the years. For more than 10 years, I've been creating programs, doing some marketing team for them, doing some beauty pageant show, Miss Malaysia, Mrs. Malaysia and stuff. All right, these are all the events that I did before launching. Events launching, we help clients to build their reputation, doing some PR work, public relations and stuff. Everything actually started from zero because I like to dream, right? Then I do branding as well, branding business. So I have 3E. The first is education, second is entertainment, and then the third is entrepreneurship as a businessman, all right? So it all started, like I said, it all started from very young because my life career journey back then, I always like to watch movie, during our time, right? The only thing is actually the square thingy, which is the television. During our time, television is the only thing that we can do, Not like now you have iPad you can play games you can meet up with friends, and even your friends sitting just opposite you, right in front of you, less than even a meter, you can just text them, hey, what you want to eat? You would not even like to communicate in front of them. So back then, during my time, television is one of the channel, to ease our boringness. It's one of the, can say that it's one of the pastime beside going around, you go kebun this and that, kerja the ayam or what. But television is one of the things, all right, that you will watch. So when watching television, I always tell myself, hey, one day I want to be like that person, because I like the stage present, I like to show, I like to be on the stage. But I have stage fright problem, because being an MC back then, I always have stage fright. That means when you go on the stage, you will be very kanchang with you. You don't know what to say, especially when you face camera. So back then, the only media channel will be television, all right? You don't even have social media. During my time, social media, the most popular one is Friendster. I'm not sure whether you know or not. So Friendster account, I have about 5 or 6, but now also I've forgotten really. Then right now it's different. You have 17, then you have YouTube, then you have, what else you have? You have Facebook, you have any other channel like Instagram. Back then don't have, zero, we don't have much. You only have MSN. You have the nudge, then you know your hotmail is here. You check emails and stuff. So I always tell myself, I want to be somebody on the screen. It's not necessary to be a celebrity. Back then you don't even know what is celebrity. That term is too big already. So I'm thinking I want to be on the screen. So how can I be that? And then because I'm born and raised in a Chinese background, so we have been Asian, especially the Asian in Malaysia, and I believe the Asian throughout Asia continents. During the 80s and 90s period, I'm born in year 1990. So during that period, right, I believe Hong Kong has been a very big influential in our life, where you watch a lot of TVB dramas, you watch a lot of Hong Kong dramas, you watch a lot of Hong Kong movie. It's considered the Canto pop. Okay, you listen to the Cantonese version of drama, you listen to the you listen to the songs, and stuff like that. So I always tell myself, I want to be somebody like that. I want to, back then when I watch a movie, hey, one day I want to be on the screen together with them. Then my mom will start saying, hey, please don't dream right now. Are you having the mum or what? Why you say something like that? It's like impossible to do that. So I always like to dream. I always dream in my class. Of course, I will pay attention in my class study as well. So I always dream like, oh, one day I want to be like that. Okay, one day I want to be on the screen. But how to do it? So the topic today is very relevant to what I did because I started from zero. Because I have no background. I have nobody that will bring me out. It's like, okay, somebody you have connections with the family members where they can bring you up, okay, or maybe with the connections with somebody, then you are in that field. So none of my relatives are in entertainment field. None of my relatives are in social media businesses like what I did. All right. So everything started from dreams. So I started to be an educationist because back then I saw a lot of my friends during Form 4, Form 3, they go for part-time. So when they go for part-time in Rawang, as you are aware, the only place that is very happening back then is McDonald's, where 1 hour they pay you 5 ringgit, all right, 6 ringgit. Then I was telling myself, should I go to McDonald's to work. It's not to say that it's not good, it's good also. But I was offered as a tuition teacher back then. I have zero knowledge in teaching. And back then, I'm not a very bright student. I'm not a A-class student. I'm always in the middle. So during my time in Sega, so I'm always in the middle class, which is Zircon. I'm not sure whether are they still using the same system. So I'm in Zircon class, which is the middle class. It's not the top, but it's not the lowest. So it's always the middle. So being a mediocre like me, how can I work as a tuition teacher where I have zero knowledge? But back then, I always, before you dream, you need to be there in bold in what you do. So I always tell myself, just go ahead lah, tak apa lah, just try only. So when I go try, then only I go to find buku rujukan, what to teach, how to do. But who knows, maybe I'm lucky lah, I got it. And then the payment is 25 ringgit per hour back then. Instead of 5 ringgit per hour, being a waiter or being a frontliner, it's not to say that they're not good. I don't want being another cluster like, the Penang lady, I don't want to be that. So it's not that, it's just that back then, if I have a chance to change my current situation, why not I change? Back then, as an in education business, right, and also as an educationist, it's not easy because last time I'm not very good in my studies. First, second thing, I always like to bully my teacher, make fun of teacher. I'm sure everyone does that, all right? So, being a teacher later, being make fun. Then how? Then I know lah the technique of last time. I always bully my teacher. Then I know. Then my students dare not to bully me because I'm around their age. They dare not to bully me because whatever they want to do, I tried before. I'm even not a very bad student. Plus, I'm very mischievous. It's not to say nakal, but I have a lot of those little talent that make fun of people. So the teacher also afraid of me. So when it comes to dealing with students, I have no problem with that because whatever they wanted to do, right, I did it before already. Even I did it 10 times, even worse than them. So I'm so biasa with all this. So starting as a tuition teacher back then when I was Form 4, I started teaching PMR back then, which is your PT3 now. Form 4 teach PMR, So when in school, right, I remember my English teacher Form 4 is Puan Caroline. I'm not sure whether you know her or not. I think she's teaching Form 6 right now, right? She always very bengang with me, one. And also Vijaya lecture me, Vijaya Lakshmi, I can't remember, Vijaya. Both of them will see me like, this, because I'm a pengawas also. Then she will start saying, this fella, I tell you, the Hong Kid, they call me Hong Kid HK. In school, so belagat one, I'm teaching in front of him, he's marking paper in front of me, something like that. I was like, that is my part-time, I have to make my living, 1 hour 25, I work 2-3 hours, I have 75 ringgit. Back then, 15 years ago, 14 years ago, 25 ringgit per hour is considered quite high, Even right now, when I see back, right, the inflation rate for an educator is still maintaining the same rate, 10 years ago and now, Last time I go to a canteen, 50 cents, I can buy a bowl of curry laksa, Now, I don't know how much, I think maybe 3-4 ringgit. It's different, So back then, 25 ringgit per hour is considered a lot. All right, so of course I need to work lah. Then Puan Vijaya and Puan Caroline was like, this fella, this bugger, I teach in front of him, he mark paper in front of me, So yeah, that is how the life is. So being an educationist, and I always believe that to find the right teacher. So in 2006, I found a teacher where she's actually a YB now in Serenda. She's actually a professional lawyer at YB. She is actually the one that gave me the opportunity to be a tuition teacher. So being a tuition teacher back then, I always see that her passion in teaching is not really because of the sake of money, but her passion in doing education is like giving back to the society. Someone at her level, at her stage, she can actually do more bigger projects, spend more time to make more money or living. But she spent a lot of time in coaching students for free. So that actually came out to my mind, struck my mind that if I can be somebody someday, I wish that I can come back to the society or go back to my alma mater, my school, to conduct classes to help the younger generation, because the younger generation is our future leader. If we don't help them, then how? Right? Because I started everything from zero. Then I started from dream. So I would like to stand out, and then I would like to come back as an educator, to coach whoever they ask me to. All right. So this is the journey as an educationist. Then next will be entertainment. Okay, so when I started in my entertainment journey, actually I joined a competition back then. So when I joined competition in 2009, which is 19 years old, right? And then, then after that, what I see is actually I have the opportunity to be on the screen, and I have the opportunity to be on the stage. So back then, it's a very tough journey. Like if you can see on the right hand side bottom, that is actually the competition photo where I participate in one of the model search. Back then, last time very kurus, now very fat already. So back then when I joined this, I actually feel that being on stage is something that I want. So I try to be a speaker. I try to be a host. So that is how I started, and then that is how I started as an entertainment guy, so-called artist. So I work for some TV program, TV shows, and I like the spotlight. I like to be on the limelight back then. Then after that, then I went into event management, because back then event management is considered one of the popular, so-called popular business. So I started my own event company when I was 21. So I held many events. As you can see on the bottom left, Sticky is one of the brands that I helped them in doing their marketing and promotion, and do some beauty pageants, some shows and stuff, and do some launching. Launching is like, if you own a restaurant, you need to get reach out to the market. So that is how I do. All right. So I do some events launching and corporate launching for our clients. Then I start to move, because I always like to seek for opportunity. In event management, it's not to say that it's not good, but back then during my year, event management has been a lot, too many already. So I started to think of a new terminology. So I call it branding. So branding is actually a one-stop thingy where it houses not only event management, it houses training as well, and then it houses consultancy, and then it houses a lot of different things under one roof of branding. Branding is like what? Branding means branded. This is what my tagline is. It means that if you want to build certain thing, you build either your personal, your name. Like for example, One Lim is a name, it's a brand. If you want to build your name, then that is considered a branding. You can brand it as an icon, or you want to brand your company brand. So branding is so important. So that is why I started my own branding company, and then I help clients to build their branding. One of the pictures, if you see on the center, in the blue background, that is actually CP, Colgate Palmolive. Is one of MNC company. Colgate company, Colgate, the Burus Gigi, all this Palmolive company, which is one of the biggest in town, MNC company, multinational company. Then I did quite a lot of restaurant, and then I do some talk show together with celebrities like Amber Cha. Amber Cha has been my very good friend for more than 10 years. Right then, these are my teammate. My first company I opened up is in KLCC in year 2013. KLCC, one of the prestige location. But if you ask me now, prestige location, I needed it because back then I started my business career very young. So last time, if you see a lot of my picture, I look very old because I want to be matured. Because I'm a bit fat, I have some baby face. So being a businessman at that age, it's not easy to deal with big names, deal with big people, like some people with pangkat, or some people that multi-million dollar business. It's not easy to deal with. So I need to look more mature. I need to equip with more knowledge. So I like to do a lot of reading. I like to do a lot of research of economics, of the business trending right now, so that it help my internal knowledge and it help my knowledge when it comes to dealing with people. You will have topic to talk to. Otherwise, when people talk about, for example, they talk about golf, you have no knowledge on that, then how? When they talk about watches, When they talk about lifestyle, When they talk about current economic, So you have to equip yourself with knowledge, right? So these are the events that I did before. Then in year 2013, I started my own hostel group, which I call it as 8 Dorm Group, where it houses a lot of students to stay in, especially caters to international school that is named as Chonghua International School, independent high school. So this school is actually very near to my current house. The life that I'm doing right now is in this house. So I'm staying here as well. So I started my 8 Dorm Group because one thing is because my sister, I think is around your age or so, 2000, born in year 2000. So back then, we used to live in Rawang, so very far. So I come up with an idea, why don't I start a hostel where I can include everything. I can include makan, I can include tuition, accommodation, and then I include the house monitoring system. So you can actually walk to school. For example, actually this project has been called off due to MCO. I already stopped doing this. But just to share you, this is one of the business that I feel proud of it because I've been running this business for the last 9 years. I started this business when at the age of 22. So I just ended this business last year. Okay, this is a very unique business whereby actually I have a thought of building this business again. But back then I'm thinking to open in the whole Malaysia where imagine in Sega school, okay, nearby Sega, Kuala Garing, I opened a new bungalow, something like that. And then it houses a lot of facilities inside, Wi-Fi, like everything. Then we have house warden, you have chef inside, then you have a playroom, then you have a study room, everything. So right after the school, you go back to consider the house, also called the hostel. This is actually a hostel for the student. And we will monitor the student on their homework, their discipline and everything. A lot of parents actually are dying to send, their kids in this dorm because it's everything provided. A lot of parents right now, they can't even teach or even they can't even educate their own children. Am I right? Like for example, you're in your Form 6 now. I believe that, not to say that your parents are not educated, but I believe that your parents have no time to coach you on your homework. They have no time to sit together with you to do your homework together. Am I right? Maybe one thing, the education level is not there yet. Then second thing is maybe they have no time to do so. So most of them, especially the younger generation, they will outsource to a teacher like us. They will outsource to a third-party provider like us. Do you agree? So this business is actually considered, because I have an entrepreneur mindset. So why not I start something like that? So this is how it houses, where I have more than 70 students back then. I opened few outlets as well. So it's considered quite, it's not to say it's a very big business, but it's considered quite lucrative because very stable. Every month also you get paid, all right? Then this is the 8-dorm. I opened my 8-dorm cafe. Then I opened my outlets as well. Then I also opened outlets. And if you can see, because I'm in entertainment line, so a lot of celebrities actually came over to our place, like Amber, Happy Paula, all these celebrities, you can name it, I have it. So yeah, Han Xiao Ai, if you know who is Han Xiao Ai, I mean the Chinese community. So these are the audience that they have attended, right? Then next will be, I also throw up some party, where I invite some people over, right? Then they can, everything actually started from dream, okay? I always ask my students or my siblings, you want to do something, you need to have a big dream. So when you dream, you need to make sure that you can turn it into reality. Otherwise, you just dream for fun. What is the point? Might as well go tidur saja lah. But before that, you need to know what do you want to do and what do you want to achieve. So I always think that, okay, I want to be like that. Then only I move backward, like how to make it and then how to realize my dream, how to make it happen. All right. Then this is my cafe, but I already closed everything because of COVID, MCO. So I closed down everything. I have hostel, tuition, and cafe. Then next, one of the achievements is I'm in the SME and Entrepreneurship Business Award as one of the advisors. And I'm one of the youngest back then and the only Chinese back then in year 2000. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2006 or 2017, around that year. So I give talk a lot to Malaysia SME, Marsing Group, some big names, property and stuff, developers. And then I also one of the co-founder and also director of World Gourmet, where it's all about makan. I like to eat. So my lifestyle is I like to eat, I like to travel, I like to see the world. So this is my hobby. In order to do that, you need to have a stable income, also called financial freedom. So you need to tally with your dream. Takkan you just dream, I want to be like that, but you don't want to work hard for it, then how? So I know that I like to eat. I know that I like to see fancy stuff. You can see my clothing, I like fancy stuff. I like some unique stuff. So when it comes to unique stuff, right, I like to see the world. I like to go travel. So when it comes to this, I tell myself that if I want to be that, I need to make sure that I have that kind of achievement, or so-called, I need to, at least I can sarah myself lah. If I tak mampu, then how? So I always will work hard for myself, and I always, if I want to travel to everywhere, I set a dream goal for me, also called a bucket list. So I hope that all the students here right now, okay, if you are listening to my presentation, set yourself a bucket list, what you like to do. Okay, like for example, my own bucket list, I want to travel at least 5 countries in a year. Okay, that is my bucket list. To certain people, wow, that is crazy. But to certain people, check. I travel every 2 weeks. I fly here and there. But it depends. Okay, you don't compare yourself with others. Okay, always defeat yourself as an enemy. Your enemy is yourself. You don't compare like, yo, the akao beside there, yo, the tangachi beside there, the next door house, yo, this and that, wow, they do so well at this. So my biggest enemy is myself. Okay, if you want to achieve yourself in academic basis, where you want to score better score this term, compare with yourself. Don't compare with your next door. Okay, it tak jadi one to me. But that doesn't mean that it applies to all, but it applies to me. You get what I mean? What am I telling you right now? There is no right or wrong. But this is the journey that I've been through. So I don't compare myself with other people. Okay, wow, he drive Ferrari. One day I must drive Ferrari. No, this is not the right mindset for me. My right mindset is like, yesterday I drove a Kanchil. Today, I hope that I can drive a Myvi. And then tomorrow, I hope that I can drive an Honda. But to certain people, Honda is what? Hello. My orang gaji pergi pasar pun drive Honda Civic, okay? This is not the right mentality. So to me, the biggest enemy is yourself. So compare yourself. And then make sure that you are better than the version of you yesterday, the yesterday you. So today must be a better you. So that is what I always believe in, right? So as you can see, I traveled quite a number of countries before. Last time before MCO, I almost fly every month to different state or different country, okay, to try different lifestyle. Normally, that is my lifestyle is always like that. If I go to a certain country or a certain state, for example, Johor, Penang, Kedah, anywhere, normally I have a 1 day or 2 days working trip. Then another 5 days is my holiday trip. Because since I'm there already, why not enjoy a few more days, provided I'm free lah. If I'm not free, then it's different. So when it comes to travel, when it comes to leisure, when it comes to lifestyle, makan, I'm always on the top list. I like to go all these places. So I've been to many places, try many food because I like to eat. I'm a food programmer. I'm a TV host that hosts food program, food channel. So I like to eat. I like to try out different kinds of food. Okay, so any cuisine. Okay, as long as the food that doesn't cause me allergic, I will eat it all. Right. So this is the World Gourmet. Met quite a number of friends like Chef Wan, Hong Kong celebrity chef, and then some of the food bloggers. All right. Okay, then move on. I'm one of the pageant judging as well. One of the judge and coach to coach many Miss Malaysia and Mrs. Malaysia. This pageantry journey, I think I have more than 7-8 years experience. And this coming December, I'm one of the final judge for Miss Malaysia Pacific this coming December. All right. So these are the coaching pictures that you can see. I coach together with Amber sometimes. Amber, I'm not sure whether you know her or not. She's actually one of the Malaysia supermodel. All right. Then, I know I look very short because all girls are actually wearing 5.5 inch shoe. So that's why I look like so short. But actually, I'm not very short lah. Okay. Disclaimer a bit. All right. Then, the pageantry. Right. So far, you have any question to ask me? Because I'm not very good in doing live talk like this, online and virtual, because all the while I've been doing a talk show face to face one, So right now it's like I'm talking to the air, like no response, So any questions so far? Give some talk or what? Anyone want to ask me something or what? Anyone? No? Where's Guan Lim?
I'm here. Can you see me? You should unshare your screen so people can see your face. You unshare the screen.
Share my what? Sorry?
No, unshare. Now you're sharing screen so people can now see your face.
Oh, you cannot see my face one?
You have to unshare the screen.
How to unshare the screen?
Presenting. Stop presenting.
Because I'm using 2 devices. Let me see.
Okay.
Share screen. Can you see me?
I can see you in the chat, but I think you're not being featured at the main page.
Oh, okay. Wait, give me a minute.
the presentation, maybe you have to stop the presentation. Then my student can spotlight you. Oh, okay. Then it's done. Okay, Dr. Zyro, it's okay.
Can you see me?
Yeah, can.
Yeah, okay.
Can see me? Okay. All the while you cannot see me that means.
Parvin, they can see Dr. Zyro just now?
Oh, can see.
I got a very expert student to help me, so tak apalah
Okay.
cikgu orang tua.
I also orang tua lah. I'm not very good in doing all this,
Before
Right.
30 years old, you're a doctor, okay?
Yeah, okay lah. Because because I think that being a degree holder student is not enough, and if I can and I have the chance and my brain is still working well, why not? You get a better, you achieve more, okay? Because life don't take two so why not you live once? You only live once, so whatever you want to do, just do it. Then moving next, this year 2021, this year, actually I started my own new platform, which is called the United Business Club, where actually Puan Lim actually invited to the club as well. This business club is actually my own initiative where I gather all the alliance of business people in Malaysia. A lot of people like you guys, like students, you need platform. You need a platform, okay, in order to show your talent, or in order to let people know what you do, or to share your businesses or your thoughts. Okay, it depends on what industry you're in. So it happened that I started this business club, and the response is so good. Where I'm a people connector, I connect a lot of people in this group. Where I have entertainment people, then I have business people, then I have a lot of social community people where they join in, and you can network around. So this is my business club, where if you can see on the top right corner, okay, that is where I connect the 10 so-called something like ambassador. Okay, it consists of Puan Sri Sabrina, where she's actually Puan Sri's Jojo wife, the business partner of Robert Koch, if you know Robert Koch. Then I have Chef Wan, Dati Maylin, then I have Hong Kong TV artist, then I have Ling Yan as well. I'm not sure whether you know her or not. And then I have a badminton player, where a sports person, and then I have the corporacy chairman and also the ex-chairman of Telecom, TM. Then I have also the Secretary General of Business Alliance Club, Dato Kumar. So if you can see, my business club is not only focused on one race. Okay, I like to focus on unity, where it houses not only the Chinese but Malay, Indian as well. And also it houses not only the celebrities, but it houses entrepreneur, which is the businessman, and it houses professionals like a doctor, a real doctor, dentist, then or maybe a gynae, and then I have chef, then I have business person. So it's an alliance of everyone. So it's a very mixed culture. So when you come in, it's not only focused, or you need to be a business person only you can come in, or you must be a student only you can come in. No, so it's actually a very rounded business club. So this initiative, due to MCO, right now we have stopped for the past 6 months, and now we are proud that we are open back, and then we are starting to get more projects. So the idea of it is we help a lot of businesses to grow their popularity, to grow their fame or so-called brand, by throwing them events, by conducting events for them in that particular business. Like this is the event that we did before. In less than a month, we have more than 4 events has been created, which is not easy, because one thing, almost every week, if you look back, right, almost every week we create an event. It's not easy. One thing, to gather people is not easy. Second thing, to make sure that that particular person are there is not easy also. So be it whether they are a celebrity, whether they are businessmen, it's not easy to gather people, especially during the COVID time. When I ask you to come out also, you are scared lah. Hey, you want to go where? This and that. So it's not easy. So these are the events that we've done before. And Puan Lim, if you can see on the bottom right, Puan Lim is in there as well. This is one of the restaurant, Pakistani restaurant, because I'm I'm a food lover, so I always like to eat. And I believe that because that particular point is always on point. You agree me? I mean, if you agree, then it's good lah. Because to me, food is one of the thing, or so-called one of the lifestyle, where it gathers everyone, regardless your race, regardless your status. Even though you are a king, you are a sultan, you need to eat also, right? But where you want to eat is another story already. So food is a place where you gather people, where they will stop for a moment. By right, also you need some time to finish your food, man. Okay, like for example, if I eat with Wan Lim, we might spend about 30 minutes to an hour. So you have that 30 minutes to an hour to present whatever you want to, if you want to lah. So this is a very, very good moment. So I always think that food is one of the things that will connect people. Okay, so that's why I like food. All right. So this is the business club. Then next, I did a lot of volunteer activities where I go to school. Like I say, I always believe in giving back. I go to school and then I throw a lot of events and then I educate the younger generation. I do a lot of volunteer activity to the conservative and also to the environment, like the shark saver. I don't eat fins. I'm finished with fins. One of the campaign that is quite popular throughout the Asia. I'm not sure you know or not. The ambassador, they have like Deng Ziqi, Jem Dang, then they have Jackie Chan as the ambassador for this. All right. Then I throw quite a number of talk show in home Malaysia. Sega is one of the alma mater that I will go always. I would like to go back. And I've been to more than 100 schools in Malaysia. You name it, I've been there before. Like for example, in Penang, Kedah, Terengganu, and Kuantan, Johor, Malacca, the whole Malaysia. Besides Sabah and Sarawak, so far I don't have any talk there yet. I think the whole Semenanjung I did before already. All right. Then I always believe in giving back. So these are my media coverage that I've been featured in medias as a young entrepreneur and stuff, Property Insight, doing investment and stuff. Okay, then these are all the
different then. Looks so different.
Yeah lah, now gemuk already. Oh my god, this MCO I gained about 10 kilo,
Dr. Zyro, maybe you want to tell them when do you start your PhD journey?
I start my PhD when I was in 26, end of 26, year 2016. About 2.5 years. In 2018, graduated.
Wow, so fast.
2.5 years. One thing, because I got a very good chancellor and also the very good professor, where they actually skip my a lot of based on my experience and also my past experience in business. So I was offered that. So I skipped my master. So I didn't do my master. All right. Something like that. Anything that you want to ask before I proceed further? My slide is almost coming to the end already, So anything you want to ask me?
You recall, maybe you want to give one of your
Dr. Zyro, actually I wonder what keeps you motivated, like along the journey. How do you motivate yourself?
My dream, the dream that I always say, because if you don't dream, how do you feel motivated? You need to have an anchor in what you do. It's like a sail, an anchor. You know anchor? The anchor, you need to anchor yourself what you want. If you don't have the anchor, whatever you do also, right, you will be like floating around because you don't know what you want. Okay, you need to have your own dream. Like you say, you keep me motivated because I know by age of, I always position myself in every 5 years. Okay, by before 20, what I want to achieve. Be it can be very materialistic. If you don't talk about material, what you want to talk now? This is your time that you talk about material, right? If you don't talk about material, takkan you want to grow old, then you ambil tongkat that time when you think about material, all right? So it's not to say that being materialistic, but it's the anchor that matters, where you anchor yourself, what you want to position yourself in. Okay, by age of 20, what I want to achieve. Okay, my dream back then, I wish to bring my whole family to travel because I'm a very family-oriented guy. So I like to bring my whole family to travel to overseas at least, be it whether it's very, very near to our Malaysia, like Singapore or even Thailand. But that is one of the dreams, because I have never had a chance to do that. So I wish to bring them, my whole family, and then I want to spend them, I want to bring them up. So that is one of the anchor that I did, which I fulfill it in year 2010. So I bring them to Singapore. It's very near, but it always, the starting point is the toughest one. If you don't
not many can do that actually, though. It's like, you see, it's just across the shore, but not many did that, although they are very successful. That's why I really believe that you say you're a family man.
Because one thing, if you ask me what keeps me motivated, if you don't have this anchor in your life, right, you will never know when you will reach there, and you will never know what are you lack of. Because every day when you woke up, it's like, oh, it's a new day. Then what? What is next? But if you have set a target for yourself, be it a year, or 6 months. Okay, I want to achieve A in my pengajian, for example. But right now, your status is C. Then you need to do something about it. Takkan you go and pray, then tomorrow morning suddenly you burn and drink. Then the next day you get A. No, never. This will never happen. So what keeps me motivated is always set yourself a goal. What do you want to achieve? And that goal, of course, dream is always, you need to tally with your reality. You cannot like today, your current situation right now. You need to be very realistic. Okay, sorry to say, like for example, back then, let's say for example, my English is very bad back then. Even he, she, it, I can't even know how to differentiate. That terrible, back then. So my English always G1, I always bring animal kingdom back to my house one. I have gajah lah, I have fish lah, I have all this donkey lah coming back one, Then I will tell myself, I will never aim for A. Because back then I bring a gajah back to my house. How can I aim an A? Takkan, right? So it's too far for you to reach. You get what I mean? Like for example, today I drive a Mary. Tomorrow you want me to have a dream that I want to own a rocket. It's impossible. So you need to be very realistic to set your dream goal. Otherwise, you will not motivated because it seems too far already. You get what I mean? Okay, like for example, back then I bring a gajah home. So I tell myself, I hope that one day I don't want to have red color in my exam. Okay, at least I get a C, a pass, a donkey. At least I improve, one step ahead, Okay, so at least I improve. So back then when I coached my student in Segar, I was given a very, very bad classes one. Those are the students where they don't like to study. But it doesn't mean that they are stupid, They are so intelligent, but they are not good in academics. All right. So one of the proud moments that I have because I saw my students, it's actually a combined class. I think I have the students. Yeah, these are the students on the left side. It's actually a combined class back then. I think they are in their form four classes. So during Friday, I remember it's Friday. So I went to Segar. So the first class when I enter, right, it's 2 classes, But can you imagine how many students that actually attended my class? Back then, you don't see this picture first. Only 1 or 2 per person when they attend my class. Because where are they? Melesap already. I don't know where they melesap. Ponting ka, they declare their own holiday ka, or honeymoon, I don't know. It's just that I went into the class, I only saw 2 students. Then, as it goes day by day, then from 2 to 4, 4 to 5, and then the student actually liked my teaching style because one thing, I don't look like a teacher also. One thing very fashionable. And then I look more like a gangster than a teacher.
Yes.
Okay. I speak the gangster language, I speak all this one. I'm very lifestyle because I always believe in result orientation. It's not like how you look yourself. It's not like, you need to dress up like that, then only you can be a teacher. No, as long as my method can touch your life, that's it. So a lot of people think, you are a teacher, you are actually educated, so what? Then I drive my sport car back then. I drive a BM red color to school. I park there like so many job matter one, A lot of students were something like that. So because that is my lifestyle, I don't need to hide to be who am I, am I right? I just be myself. So when I go to school, I speak to them. Then the students were like, students like to make fun of teachers, especially those at the back classes. Not to say they are stupid, I never claim that, but they are very smart. But they are smart in other way. You get what I mean? All right. So they were like, hey, teacher, can I don't come to the class? I said, can. You can go home now. How? You can go home. I sign for you. I can talk to Puan Ho. I'm sure Puan Ho will allow me to do so. So I'm that crazy, If you don't like my class, please get out. I'm okay one. You want to ponting, right? I give you my pass. You don't ponting without pass. Later you're gonna tangkap, you susah. I said, I give you my pass. You can go anywhere you want. You go Pak Ho, you go dating, you go what you want to Merokok or what. You go ahead. I'm fine one. You die one spot. You don't die in my class. This is how I tell them, they were shocked. They dare not even to take the pass. I don't know whether it's a reverse psychology or not, but it works for me. And then the students start to go, this teacher, you better don't play a fool with him, something like that. So my student actually grow from 2 students in the class, grow up to 30 students in the class. And then I even keep some of the messages until now. My student actually told me, actually teacher, back then I failed in my English. But because of you, I don't fail, but I still get a donkey back then. But donkey is not gaga ma. So actually, I'm so happy for him, I'm saying, actually, it's a very good step for you. So being your achievement is not actually measured from the grade that you get, but it's actually how far you go. Okay, compared to yesterday, you get what I mean? So that is how I keep myself motivated. And then all this energy actually given me a very strong motive in what I do. Then the teacher was saying that, every Friday, right, I declare my own holiday, I always don't come on Friday, because Friday is a holiday for me. It's like Johor lah, Friday holiday. So the student actually told me, Friday is my holiday, I don't come. But I know Zyro is coming, teacher is coming, I need to be in the class. That kind of moment, right, is so much heavier than I'm getting paid to do so. Actually, I'm doing this as volunteer. I don't get a single cent. I travel from KL to Rawang every Friday, once a week, twice a week, for 1 or 2 hours, just to be with them, just to coach them, just to motivate them. And believe it or not, those students in this picture, right, are still keeping in touch with me. All right. So they actually said, actually you touched my life, you help me, you motivate me. Back then my English is not doing so good. I gaga one, but now at least I get a D. At least I dare to speak. At least I read some newspaper. At least I go McDonald's. I know how to order. Back then they don't even know what is a la carte. I bring them to McDonald's. I tell them what is a la carte. That is my teaching method. I teach them the communication skill. I teach them the general knowledge that you needed to use, rather than to go through your textbook. Textbook is not something that my expertise in. So I teach them that they will use it on communication skill, okay, where you will use it daily. So that is what keeps me motivated. Yeah, a bit long-winded. Yeah, so the media coverage. Yeah. And then these are my awards and achievement. Before we proceed to Q&A, let me just finish it. So these are all the awards that I've been I have been awarded. So year 2022, one of the outstanding character, then British Media, then Brand Entertainment. So I try to keep myself at least something like every year, so at least got 1 or 2, So these are the awards until 2014. In year 2014 is my first award until now. All right. Then these are the award pictures. Yeah, look, berbeza kan. So I've been to like Hong Kong, Taiwan, Europe. I've been to more than 30 countries now and still counting. So I like to travel. Yeah, that is my hobby, because hobby, lifestyle, travel, and also your dream need to be tally one. Okay, if you dream, then you don't know what you want in return, you will never jadi one. So anchoring is very important. All right. So those are the award, and then I have like I take award together with Lee Chong Wei. Then on the left bottom left, those are the celebrity. I don't know you can chum them or not. Like we have Jacqueline Victor. Then we also have Fazura. All these the Malay artists. Right. Then these are the award in Singapore, China, Hong Kong. Yeah. Then presented by the minister. Right. In China and then in Asia continents. Yeah. Then these are my industry photo, like Tun Mahathir, and then my industrial friends, like the celebrities and stuff. Back then when I told my mom I want to be on the TV screen, okay, wow, that so-called celebrity, wow, so popular, I like her lah. I want to take photo with her. Then my mom said, hey, you the mom girl, please lah, don't dream all this. But I make it one day. Then until now, my mom were like, okay, whatever you do, we believe in you. So to get that recognition is not easy, but the determination is even harder. Okay, to get there, it's never easy, but your determination is the tough point. Because a lot of people, they will give up in the middle of the road. Don't want lah, so tired already. So your determination is very important. All right. So these are my industrial friends, like Hong Kong artists. Yeah. If you recognize some of them, these are the Hong Kong artists, the TVB artists. Some of them are my personal friends. TVB artists. Yeah. Just to show a bit lah. Then quite good friend with a lot of industrial. On the bottom right, the lady is actually Natin Janet. It's actually Tan Sri Michelle Yeoh mother. Tan Sri Michelle Yeoh, mother. Yeah, a very good friend of her. Then also some politician, some Hong Kong and also the local artists like Setino Aliza. Yeah, so yeah, I'm blessed because surrounded with people like that. Then I have also named me. A lot of people say that we both look alike, like brother. I don't know. All right. Yeah. So yeah, this is my birthday party. Every year, my birthday party, I throw a very, very huge party, where consider huge lah. It's like Kawin, I have about 300 guests coming to 300 guests coming. The first one that I throw is year 2015. That is the first time I throw my very first birthday. Because back then, this is one of my dreams that I want to realize. Because back then, my birthday is only with my family. I don't have big party. I always see my neighbor, right? Wow, birthday, then the friends coming here and that, 10, 20 people, 30 people go to their house, this and that, like want to robo the rumah like that, they scream and this and that. But back then, no. One thing, my family is very busy. So I tell myself, one day I want to host a birthday party if I can. So in year 2015, that is the first time I reveal my age in front of all my business. Because like I told you, because back then I look very young. I started my business when the age of 19. So young, 18, 19, and then I started my own business. So young, how can you tell people how are you? I was being challenged as well by a lot of people, like, the big bosses are the older generation. They were like, hey, have you even graduated? It's considered rude, right? But as long as I can perform, why do you even care whether my SPM is full gagal? Who the hell care about all this as long as I can perform, right? So my mindset is always like that. So I always tell myself I want to hold a birthday party. So the first ever birthday party I throw is in year 2015, is in Rawang, country home. That hall actually Puan Lim attended as well. I invited a lot of people, and I always scared that it's my first time doing party. I have a very big dream. I want to host more than 200 people. I don't know can or not. So I tell myself, I hope that I have 200 friends coming. One thing is in Rawang. It's my first time doing party. Who the hell will travel so far from KL to Rawang? But who knows, right? It turns out to have 500 people that came to the party in Rawang in the middle of super heavy rain and banjir as well. Rawang is a land of banjir back then. In country home is the land of banjir. So back then in year 2015, the road is so small, in country home, only one road in and one road out, And then banjir. So happened my birthday is near the Halloween, the year end one, monsoon time, always hujan one, like now every day also hujan. I was like, oh my God. In Malay we say astaghfirullahalazim. I don't know how, it's like, oh my God, so banjir, And then I see my clock, 6 o'clock already. Satu kereta pun tak ada. By 7, 8 like that, full house. It's considered a very big achievement to me. And then I review my age. Everyone was like, what the hell? You are only 25 back then, but you have did so many things, Because back then I dare not to review. I'm still very young. So age 25 considered, okay lah, not so young already lah, can lah. At least all my degree, my certificate, all I done already lah. Back then when I started, I'm still a college boy, how to gain trust. So I camouflage a bit, not to say people, but I camouflage a bit. So when people starting to ask me, hey, how are you? I will always say, you guess, I think you are 30. Hey, why you so smart one? People like to get Fuji one. When people say, how are you? Oh, are you 30? I say, hey, why you so smart one? Yeah, I'm 30, but actually I'm 19. So this is how I camouflage a bit. I won't tell people my age. Because one thing, I don't want to lose their trust unless they know me better. So in year 2015, I throw my very first party in Rawang. So I cut short, and then I houses more than 100 people. I think 400 or 500 people that actually came. But on and off they came and then they came and go and came and go. That is my very first time. I still remember I invited some of the teachers and all, because back then that is considered my prime time in year 2015. I have more than 20 over staff, and then I have 3 personal assistants that follow me. 3 personal assistants that they handle my errands, they handle my business. So actually, I outsource my personal assistant, my PA, to actually call the guests. So one of my PA actually called up the Segaran teacher. Okay, the Segaran teacher pick up. Who the hell is Zyro? Is that a scam call? No lah, why throw a party in Rawang? No such thing one. They were like rejecting. Then after my picture came out, my news, actually the reporter actually came to my party and then they published in the newspaper. Then only the teacher, oh, that Zyro is you, is it? I thought it's a scammer. So it's kind of funny thing lah.
But it's not me, okay?
Yeah, it's one Thai. I remember it's one Thai. She thought it's a scammer. Who want to do a birthday party? 300 people came. Where got such thing one? Is it a scam? Too good to be true, Ex-student named Zyro. Who the hell is Zyro? Something like that. Yeah, that is my first party. And then following my subsequent year, I managed it bigger, where I have friends coming from Cambodia, I have friends coming from Taiwan, friends coming from Hong Kong just to attend this. Yeah, so those are the richest video. Okay, so cut to the short thing. Okay, what is the secret to success in acronyms, the first thing is desire. I always believe that you need to have an anchor, your desire. What do you want? You need to list down. What do you actually want? What do you actually wanted to achieve in your life? You need to list it down. Because that desire will actually bring you very fast, very far away. That desire can actually stands for determination as well. What do you really want to do? Right? Next will be reality. And from desire, you need to make sure your desire must tally with reality. Okay, and how do you want to make it to reality? Like I say, if today I own a Proton, okay, let's say I driving a Myvi, takkan next year I want to own a rocket one ma. I want to fly to the sky one ma. It's impossible. You get what I mean? You cannot set too far from reality. You need to be more grounded. Okay, like for example, right now I have not been to Singapore yet. Okay, then your dream is to be in Singapore. It doesn't matter what. You don't have to be shy or you don't have to be embarrassed that you will go to Singapore, macam so cheap lah. No such thing. Actually, that is the dream that you want. Okay, because you want to achieve a better version of you. All right, reality. Then next will be educate. Educate is something that I always equip myself. Okay, with knowledge, or E can stand for equip yourself as well, because you need to be educated. Educated doesn't mean that you need to do so well in your academics only, but also with general knowledge, okay, with anything that will improve your skill, all right, educate. Then next is attitude. You need to have the right attitude, the right mindset in order to so-called achieve your success or so-called to achieve your dream, because attitude will actually bring you really far. Okay, I've met so many people. I have met so many people with straight A's, but they have terrible attitude. So what is the point, right? So your attitude, always stay humble, okay? Always have the what we call the half empty glass, where you have more to fill in. Okay, so attitude is so important, so that your senior or your subordinates or your bosses will actually look up into you. So attitude is so important, right? Next will be motivate, because I always believe that motivate is so important, where you have to motivate yourself. Okay, don't give up so easily, because that is where your dream started from. If you don't know how to motivate yourself, you give up in the middle of nowhere, then actually your success journey will not be able to achieve, because you are not motivated enough. So your determination and motivation need to be there, right? Then will be belief. Always believe in yourself, okay, in what you do. You believe in what you do. So you have to filter. Okay, I always believe in what I do. I will never regret in all the decisions that I make, whether the decision is fail or not, because it all on my own responsibility. Because back then I believe in that. Okay, so I always believe whatever I do, okay, I will do it with my heart. I will do it my own desire. That is what I want to do. So I always believe in what I do. Takkan I have an idea, then coming out, then people say something that I feel so bad already that I don't want to do. So at the end of the day, it's wasting your time. So believe in what you do. You can seek for consultation. You can seek for your teachers, your parents, your seniors, or your relatives to ask their opinion. But still, you have to believe in your plan. So before I started any of my blueprint, any of my plans, I will think very thoroughly first before I publish it to some other people, because I don't want to waste my time. Whatever I do, I want to make sure you will jadi one. Okay, believe in yourself. Then next is ignorant. The ignorant, it might sound negative, but actually it's good in certain way, where I ignore the naysayers. Because when whatever that you want to venture or whatever you want to do, right, I'm sure that there is a lot of people will say something bad about you. You want to be model? No lah, cannot lah, you're so short. You want to be on screen? Hello, you're not handsome also. How? You want to be educator? Muka dah lah macam gangster. How to be a teacher? Something like that. Always have this kind of negative thoughts. So you need to learn how to ignore all the naysayers or those people that will put you down. Okay, but of course, it's not to say that you have to be around with those people who will satay you. Oh, you look so pretty, but actually not. It's not like that, So you have to judge yourself. You need to judge yourself, the ignorance level. Okay, then next is giving back. Whatever the above is actually an acronym. Then the G, the last one, is giving back, where I always believe whatever we do is a circulation. Okay, whatever I achieve back then, I have a teacher that coached me, that helped me, that touched my life, that actually illuminates my journey. So I always believe in giving back if I have the ability to, be it whether my time, be it whether monetary, be it whether charity, anything that you can think of. Okay, whatever you can think of, because I believe in giving back. The universe will give you back something in return. This is what I believe. But I'm not setting my mindset like, oh, I give back now, I want to get something in return. No. I'm purely sincerely to give back. Like, for example, if I can educate somebody, if I can be help with somebody, I will be there to help them. All right. So the 7 letter words is actually dream big. It's an acronym of dream big, DREAM, big BIG. So this is what the acronyms that I have in my life motto, where I always practice this. Yeah, I think it's almost coming to the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, because next is my branding talk. If you like to listen to my branding talk, then probably I can share a bit of my branding talk, but it's a very long journey because it's a marketing and branding talk. Maybe the next section I can share with you some marketing tips or entrepreneur journey, or what you need to equip to be an entrepreneur or a business. Yeah. So you have any question that you want to ask me?
Hi, Dr. Zyro Wong.
Yes, hi, Parveen.
I must say it's really fascinating to hear you talk about all your life story, and it's really motivating, to be honest.
Okay.
And actually, I wanted to ask, because when you started talking just now, you mentioned when you started emceeing, you had like stage fright and you had to overcome it, right? Can you tell me like how did you actually overcome it? Because I'm sure most of us now, they have so many questions, but they can't seem to ask you the question because they're shy, you know? So is there any way?
Don't feel shy. I feel even shy, you know. It's as if I'm talking to the air like that, you know. I can't even see anybody now. Okay,
Yeah,
if you ask me stage fright, I always practice. One thing, practice makes perfect. Then second thing, there are some posture where it will helps you in your body language. It will helps you to be more confident. One thing is the Wonder Woman pose. So whenever I want to speak, I always will do that. It may look odd because that is where I gain more confidence. You feel more dominant when you're on stage. One thing like that. Then second thing is all depends on the technique that you want to use. I always because it depends on the stage fright is coming from which angle. You know, some people have stage fright because of the so-called cheering sound from the audience. It was like, well, when they talk, then you started to be very nervous, really very anxious. You don't know what to talk. That is one. Then second thing, maybe the spotlight. When you go on stage, a lot of spotlight on you, then you get like blank. Your mind get blank. That is another thing that you might be afraid of. Then third thing, maybe is another thing where you go on stage. When you started to speak, you can listen back to your voice. Then that is when you will started to feel very nervous. So there is a lot of points. Every of the pointers that I mentioned, consider the pointers that might affect your stage fright. Every of this single thingy, right, also have their own solution. One of the solution that I say is actually the pose that you have, you feel more dominant. Then when it comes to spotlight or camera angle and also the audiences, some people have stage fright not only because of the audience. Imagine you are in a TV station where they have more than 10 cameras in front of you, and then that camera is even bigger than your size. Then you will feel so pressured. Then you don't know which angle. Then that also consider another stage fright that you have. It doesn't mean stage fright you must be on the stage. It doesn't mean stage fright you might have audience. Some people can't even speak in front of the camera. That is another stage fright. So in order to overcome this, one of it, like I said, the pose, you feel more dominant on stage. Second thing is I always treated all the audience, but now I don't really because I'm so used to it. So I always treated all the audience like minion, you know, like a small minions where you cannot imagine whether they are human being or not. That is how you lie to your own imagination. You create a fake illusion to yourself. That actually helps me. Then another thing is like I don't go by memorizing all the script if we're about to be an MC, because you need to see being on the stage. What is the purpose being on stage? Are you going there to be a presenter like me? Are you going there to host the entire event? To host the entire event is another different ballgame. But if you go there as a presenter, I always like to use the acronyms, the small little words that I can remember. Like dream big. If you ask me without looking at the script, I can remember what I want to speak. You get what I mean? So it depends on the pointers that you use. I never ever half-out the script. You know, I'm not a person that will half-out the script. If you ask me to read bulat, I will die one. I cannot. But my points will never left out for sure, because I'm a pointer person. So I will always do pointers so that I will never miss my points. Something like that. So that I hope that it will answer your question. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Any other question that you want to ask me?
I have a question from Chong Zin She. He's asking, have you ever faced failure before? If yes, how did you motivate yourself to get out of failure?
To get out of failure, of course, everyone have their own so-called ups and downs, I would say, because you were asking me how do I have any failure before, right? Of course I do. And how do I come out? Like I said, always motivate myself and always find back the anchor. Because whenever I start venturing anything, for sure the new venture is the toughest journey. Being businessman is considered easy because businessman, you do business, you manage to sell, then you win. That's all. You manage to make money of it. But being an entrepreneur is never easy because entrepreneur is starting something where you have maybe not similar thingy in the market and you need to make it happen. That is the toughest point. You go against the norm. So being an entrepreneur like me for the past 8-10 years is never an easy journey because every of the new single idea that we came out always will be, of course, some people will support you. Some people will be like a naysay, tak jadi one, this one cannot, this and that. And then, of course, when it comes to failure, how I motivate back myself, I always look back my anchor. Why do I start at the first place? Why do I ever feel that I want to start this? So that actually what motivates back me because always when you want to start something, you need to make sure that you have objective, what you want to achieve, or what is the outcome that you want to do. Like for example, today suddenly I feel like cooking. I cannot just think only. Then I want to make sure that I need to imagine that if I cook already, then how my family how. Then maybe I will put the smile on their face, something like that. So it will actually jadi from that. Then be it whether if I cook the food tak jadi, then how the failure or so-called disappointment, how am I going to manage it? Is where, like I say, how you started because the way that you started, you wanted them to be happy, and I'm sure that even the taste is not good, they will feel happy also because it's coming out from your heart. So if you ask me, very close relevant to me, I have some business venture that is tak jadi also, that I actually burn a lot of money. One of the projects is in Zyro Wong, where I burned so much of money in country home. I think I lost more than 200,000-300,000 because of the project. But that doesn't stop me. Of course, that money is not easy money for me, but it's always a process for me to learn, and I never give up also. Until now also, I'm still doing the things that I like to do. Yeah. If you ask me, that is the way how I manage my failures. Yeah. Like I say, I always live my life with no regrets one. Because whatever I do it with my own belief. Whatever I do, I will just do it wholeheartedly. So be it whether the project fail ke, tak jadi ke, or success, I'm the one who's responsible for it. And I will never feel regret, ayo, this and that. Ayo, why God give me this kind of choice, this and that. No, I will never have that kind of thoughts. Mindset is very important. Yeah. Any other question?
Yeah, so doctor, I have one more question.
Okay.
What do you think is the best age or best time to start a business? Like if now I want to do a business, should I really go for it or just focus on my studies first? Like what do you think?
If you ask me, because I started my business when I'm in my school period. And I've started my business when I'm doing my high school tuition class, like I told you, 15, 16 years old. I started working even though when I'm the kind of person, it depends on your own personality. I'm the type of person that I like to be multitask. I like to do a lot of things at the same time because I think life is too short. All right, one thing, life is too short. If you like to go the normal way or so-called the proper way, as the older generation will term it, like first you need to study, second you need to get a degree, then third you need to get this and that, then only come to your marriage. Then no, I never go by my principle of life is never been set that way. My principle of life, I always go against the norm. Who say 15 years old cannot be a tuition teacher? Anyone say that? No. All right. Then who said that when you start business at young, your academic will never success? No, never. So I think that if you have an idea and if you have the mindset and you think that it will like I said, dream big, right? So in dream big, one of it is like you believe in yourself, you believe in your idea. So you can go ahead and proceed and make sure that you can manage. The keyword is the management skill that you have. You can do 5 businesses at the same time, okay? But you tak jadi, then how? Because you don't know how to manage your time. You don't know how to manage your expectation. You don't know how to manage your thing. So if you ask me, if you are that kind of person, better you don't do. But if you are the person that you think you can manage, even one or two, then why not go ahead? Given that you have the opportunity, given that your brain is still befengsi by it, given that your academic is still maintaining well, why not? You can go ahead and proceed. So if you ask me, start young is one of the key that where am I today, because I start all this very young. Yeah. A lot of people say, oh, maybe by the age of 25, you start a business. Why you have to wait when you have the idea? Like for example, now you're in your 20s. Okay, you're in 20 right now. For example, you think this idea is very good, but you think, better I do all my degree first. After 5-6 years only, you want to, for example, you want to invent a sanitizer. After 5-6 years only, you want to come back this sanitizer. The COVID also don't know fly where already, migrate don't know where already, die already. Then only you want to do this. So you have to see that business will tally to what you need. When you start a business, there is always a key point that you have to look to. You need to start a business that will come out as a solution to solve other business problem, other people's problem. That is where the business is. If I open my hostel, if I open a tuition center, I'm helping the community to solve their problem, their time problem, their academic problem, they cannot masuk their otak problem, all this. So you want to start a business, you need to think of an idea or a business where it will help people to solve their problem. It will provide a solution to solve their problem. When they face a problem, that is where the need is. That is where you can do business. So if you see at the current situation, if your business model is actually tally with what is the current situation or the current community is facing, you should go ahead. Takkan you want the same problem will happen again after 10 years, right? You will never know. So if you ask me, start young, and then if you think that you can manage and you can cope, go ahead. The most worried part is where you cannot cope. Yeah. And then money issue is always, they will say, oh, you say easy only, but I have no money, how to start?
Yeah, the capital.
A lot of project, right, actually comes from zero initiative. Because if your project is good, right, definitely there is an investor. You need to find the right people to invest. All right. So if you have any good project, you can actually come and talk to me privately. And who knows, maybe I can be in your help. Because all this opportunity is an opportunity to me as an investor, and it's an opportunity as you as an entrepreneur. All right. So it's always a bridge to all this. Don't think that money is so damn big where you can actually, that is the only hurdles. No, money is actually not the biggest issue. The biggest issue, a lot of rich people out there, they have a lot of money, but they have no people to work for. They have no idea to invest. They don't know where to go. You get what I mean? So a lot of people like youngsters, they have a lot of ideas, but they have no money. So I'm in the business where I help to connect all these people. I'm a bridge to all this. So to me, it's never an issue. Yeah. So if you ask me, start young if possible. The most important, you can cope it. You can make sure that you can manage it well. That's all. Yeah.
I see. I was worried about the money. How if I rugi and then I ruin our thing? But now, after hearing your advice, I feel like we never know after we try, right?
Yeah, of course, you will never know after you try, because every single thing that you do, right, will definitely having ways to handle it, right? Because whatever you venture in, you will have your risk. You need to make sure. That is another talk that I will share to you if I have the chance to, where we talk about risk management. When you invest in any business, you need to see the risk, like the demographic, the geographically, your capital, your funding, your human resource, your team. Everything come in picture. It's not like, oh, I have money, I have idea, I do. No. You have to see a lot of aspects also. If all this aspect is like a checklist, like 1, 2, 3, 4 until 10. If all this checklist is good, you are good to go. You get what I mean? Like for example, if you want to sit for your STPM tomorrow, what you have to do, your checklist. Okay, you are very good. You did all your revision already. Then you have a proper meal. You have all this. You have revised it. You will make sure that you do it. But you are lack of sleep. You don't sleep early. You sleep at 6 a.m. Then you only sleep 1 hour. Then tomorrow you go for exam. Do you think you're jadi? No. So these are all the checklists where you will manage your risk. Everything that you venture, you create a checklist to check. So if you check all this, you rain check already, and you are so certain that it will jadi, then go ahead. The next thing is your luck already. Luck always comes the last one. you don't always depend on luck on doing things. You need to know how to do a risk management in doing anything, whether your finance, your demographic, whether you will come out good about this and that. You get what I mean? Yeah, something like that.
Thank you, Doctor.
Problem. Anything that you want to ask me?
Yes, Doctor. We have a question from Nash.
Okay.
He's asking, as many youngsters nowadays wish to join businesses as a part-time just to support our education and other necessities.
Mhm.
So, do you have any businesses or project where we youngsters can work with minimal effort simultaneously to focus on our education?
Okay, that actually is not okay. If you ask me that way, right, it's like you don't even know what do you want. You are like, going around and like, oh, you have opportunity and give me. So I think that is not the very. It can actually label as one of the opportunity as well. But if you ask me, the real opportunity is coming from yourself. You need to know what do you want to do rather than you go and ask. If today I say, hey, this sanitizer business can do, go and do, then you go and do. No, you need to ask yourself what do you really want first. Hey, I hope that someday I want to be like that. But now I don't mind venturing into this. Do you have opportunity similar to this? Because that is my interest. If today I tell you selling penyapu is a very good business, you go and sell broom, no, right? So you need to know exactly what do you want. Then only you filter from there. Because one of the key success to be an entrepreneur is where you need to find your interest in. If that business doesn't interest you at all, if for the sake of money, I don't think that you will go long also. Like Puan Lim, she's been with Sega and in this industry for more than 20 years, close to 30 years. But what really motivates her, maybe she enjoy teaching. Okay, she enjoy helping other students. Maybe that's why I always say that being a teacher is one of the noble occupation ever, because that is your interest. If you have no interest in it, you ask me to teach, even for a day, I also feel mengamuk already. I will quit also because that is not my interest. So if you have any businesses that related to what my hobby is, to what my interest is, like for example, travel, lifestyle, like I say, makan, oh, I'm so interested in it. But anything that is something new to me, I will always consider. You get what I mean? I will consider, I always keep my option open. If just now pertaining to the question, if you ask me, it's better to ask yourself what interests you first. What makes you want to be a businessman, or what makes you want to start something? If you start something big for the sake of money, you can do anything, because your main motive is just to earn money. But if you start something that you are so passionate in, the entire ball game is so different, because that is where your determination is. If you pay me because of money, I work for you. Tomorrow I can work for other people. I can always change my job. That is not something that will go long term. But if you want to do a business, regardless whether it's COVID or regardless it's not doing good, you will still maintain it because that is your interest. You get what I mean? So if you ask me, it's best that that particular student that asked me this question to first find out what is your interest first. What do you really want to do? And also lay out your objective for doing this. You doing this is to gain experience, or to make money, or because of your dedication. You are so dedicated into it. Yeah, these are the objectives that you have to lay out. If you lay out this correctly, then I think I will be able to help you. Rather than giving you out of empty-minded, I just tell you something, you just do it. It will not jadi one. If you fail already, you will definitely the Zyro lah. Tell me to do this. You see, yeah. I don't want them to start something without thinking it well. You get what I mean? Yeah, you don't want to waste your time because time is so precious,
Okay, thank you very much for your answer.
Yeah, I actually have another question.
Okay.
When you were talking about you always give speeches and hold programs. It also one person in the chat also asked, how do you, or what are the methods you use to engage with the audience?
Engage with the audience, like what? What do you mean?
Or like to get their full attention, like so that the audience won't feel like the speaker is boring or like.
Wow, this is something that is very spontaneous one. If you ask me, I always see, because I seldom do virtual talk like this. So if you ask me in my general class, I always like to walk around in the class one in the stadium or whatever lah, the hall. I think the biggest crowd that I had is close to 1,000. My biggest crowd is close to 1,000 back then. So if you ask me, I like to walk around. I like to get their attention. Like I will pinpoint. Because the student or so-called the participant that participate in our class, right, are definitely interested in the topic. Then only they sign up. Be it whether they pay or forced to do so, or maybe like one name force you all to come here or no, I don't know. So even though like that, right, I will make it that, it will be very personalized to you. So like maybe Q&A session, I will pull the student out to be the example. It's not to make fun of him or her lah, but to make it an example so that you can be one of the role model. So that actually when your classes or your talk will be more personalization, where you have more physical contact, I think that is where the audience will start to like you, and it's more engaging because it's very personalized. You will pinpoint their problems, or you will pinpoint their issue, and then you will help them to so-called answer their issue, or so-called to give them a solution. A class that is so boring where the speaker is only speaking blah 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 only, that's all. I think that is very boring. Unless it will be very personalized, where they will answer your question, then you maybe out of a random audience, you will select 1 or 2 or 5 to interact with you, and then it will be more personalized, and then it will be very spontaneous. Yeah.
Wow, thank you. I actually have one more question, if it's okay.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I was wondering, you have so many programs, and even through the pictures I see, it looks very, very interesting. So what are some ways that you use to be more creative or innovative in creating these type of programs that, maybe it's trendy and it's what the people like these days?
Okay, if you ask me, I always set a very high imagination status for myself. Maybe one thing, I like to travel. Like I say, I like to travel. I like to do hotel hopping. I don't know if you know what that means. It means that I like to stay in different kinds of hotel. I like to experience the lifestyle. It's not to say that I show off, no, but most of the hotels in KL I stay before, I mean the 5-star one, because that is where I gathered my so-called insight. I need to gain some inspiration. Then second thing, I always, if I want to do any events, right, I will definitely put myself in that particular shoe as an audience. Before I start doing something, I will make sure that if I am the participant, if I want to create this event, will I like this kind of atmosphere based on my experience? Give me a minute, I reply a message. Sorry, I reply a message. Okay, sorry, the line is breaking, right? Can you hear me just now?
Yeah. All is good. Yeah.
Okay. No, if you ask me where am I? Oh, already. Oh, yeah. I always set myself, and I always put myself in that particular event. If I attend that event, will I have the wow factor? I like to wow people. I like to impress people, because maybe you can say that I'm a bit weird lah, because I like to see people being surprised. I like to see people being, they were like, wow. I like to see the wow factor on their face. So if you ask me if I want to create any events, if I want to create any moment, I like the wow factor. I like the spark, that kind of thing. So I like that. So before I create anything, I will make sure that if I were in that particular stage, or if I'm in that particular moment, will I be impressed? So one of the biggest thing, if staff of mine, if you work for me, you will be very stressful, because first thing, you are not only need to impress yourself, but you have to impress me. Being a person where I have so much experience in seeing so many things, being a staff of mine, they will be a bit of stressful lah, because they have to impress me, one thing. So it's not easy, because I always set my bar very high. So if you ask me, in order to create that magical moment, that's why whatever venture that I do, whatever events that I create, I want to make sure that it always on the tip-top version of mine. I will provide the best of all. But of course, it always depends on the budget lah. Budget expectation, you have to see one. So the imagination comes in place from your experience. Second thing, and how do you make use of their client's budget? Some clients don't really have budget, but they want that wow factor. Then how? Everyone have their own budget. Then you have to think of it. That is where you come up with your ideas, because idea is where priceless one. Idea is coming out from yourself. So if you ask me, I always put myself in that shoe. Yeah, I always put myself, if I want to attend that event, like I want to set up my place, will I wow them at the first place? Will I impress them? Because I always focus on the first impression, because first impression is very important. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, doctor. Actually, we've been talking about dream today.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if my question is a bit personal
No
to you.
worries.
What is your dream?
What
What
is
is your
dream?
biggest dream?
Whenever I'm in a different position and different stage of my life, I will have different dreams. It's okay to have different dreams at the same time. One thing I would like to travel. If you ask me my personal experience and my personal setting goals, I would like to travel around the world. Okay, and then I want to see the world before I reach the age of 50. I want to go overseas if I can. That is my one of the goal. Then the second thing, I want to be financial freedom, which I achieve it because it's not to say that I'm rich now. No, I achieve it in financial freedom in ways that I want to do. Like for example, if I want to buy anything, as long as I can afford, I will buy. If I want to makan anything, because I like to makan. Back then, my gaji is so tiny, only few dollars per hour. Then I'm very good in mathematics. So whenever I walk into any restaurant, I will start counting this and that. If I order this, how much it will be, this and that. So one of my dream back then, not now, I have a dream like saying that if I want to walk into any restaurant, okay, be it how much it will be, I never see a price one. I will just walk in freely. So I make it happen today because I like to eat . So if you ask me to spend, like last time, a pizza cost me 20 ringgit at least, 30 ringgit. Well, my one day gaji back then before I'm a tuition teacher, I used to be a waiter, Then I work for a restaurant, only few ringgit per hour. Then if I eat one Pizza Hut a meal a day, already gone the whole salary gone already, whole day salary gone, then how? Then I start calculating, I go for discount, I go for this, then got 16% some more, the tax and this and that, then how? Then I have a dream saying that I hope that one day, be it me or even if I want to treat somebody like you, I want to treat you also, I don't see the price, I will just walk in only, something like that. That is one of the dreams that I achieved when I reached the age of 20, 21, something like that.
If like that, I would like to eat with you. You can join me.
I can belanja you, right?
Yeah, because you can belanja.
No problem. It's no matter. That day only we have a gathering session with Puan Lim, her birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. I want to make sure that every one of you is online. Can you say thank you to Puan Lim? Type to her, saying thank you to her because of her. This is where we gather together. Because of her, as a noble person, like a teacher like her, it's not easy. She's been through so many stress and this and that. And then she has been repeating doing the same thing over so many years, If you ask me to stay in the school and then to do the same thing over 365 days, I don't think so. I'm so passionate. If you want me like once in a while to see you, say hi, hello, like that, I'm okay. If you ask me every day, Monday to Friday, see every one of you, then the next batch coming after a year, I think I will die. I'm better at suicide already. I think I cannot. Seriously, it's a very noble job that not everybody can do it. So please give her a gratitude of thank you, because of her.
I must say, Fan Lim is very, very dedicated to her teaching. Even today in class, she was teaching me PA, and I was the only student. Yet she didn't fail to teach me everything the whole day. She was really motivating. Actually, I really appreciated that because although being the only person in class, she really taught me everything, and it was really nice to see her so dedicated. I must say thank you, teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I think that being a teacher is a very noble job. It's not easy. And then she make it not a job, I make teaching as my job. Job and career is different. She make it as a career. Career meaning to say it's like you are so dedicated for your whole life. You are devoted. She has been devoted her maybe half of her life in teaching. It's not easy. I don't think so I can be that. Maybe as a job can. But as a career, maybe I'm not sure yet. Because one thing, if you want to ground me, I cannot be grounded, right? If you want to ground me in a school for a year, I think I will die already, for sure. I'm the type of person I like to fly here and there. If you ask me to be there only, I think I will die already. One thing is the determination, and then maybe she find.
Zyro,
Huh?
Having students like you also helps, because it will be like, not many teachers is lucky to have students like you, alumni. It's not that I am running after you, hey, that Dr. Zyro come and do a course, but sometimes you are offering, Pauline, when can I come to school? And also it's very inspiring. And so now it's not only teacher inspiring students, so you are very inspiring. So actually it really helps when our student come back and say, thank you, teacher, you made a difference. But actually, by being a student, by being who you are, because not all the students came back and say thank you, but we feel that if we have do something, okay, just because I have do something, I've say certain word to that student that changed their life, that what you feel from a group of students that you shared. So you feel that it really it was so an honor. The student do not actually have to come and say thank you, but being the best in your position, doing your best as a person, it really helps. And I don't know how many students I've been teaching all this year. Actually, I think in my 22 years in Segar, I have never feel bored or what, because every year we get different students. So for those students who are very good, they teach us something. Those students who are not very good, so they teach us something. So we just take that and experience. So having Wyhorn so far away from America, he will keep asking a teacher, when can we do a program and help us. So it was so. It really helps to have inspire me on also to do this kind of thing for the student, because sometimes it's not easy because a lot of protocols are going okay. So I have to thank you also for taking the time. Yeah. So Dr. Sai is a very busy person, but he take time to spend with us and today in today's evening. And actually, if you all want and have certain topics that he's very good at, branding, communication, if you all wish to have that, he actually is anytime willing to help. So it's very I'm so thankful and very inspiring actually, right? And I believe those who are in this talk, someday also you will want to give back. Maybe not to Segar, but maybe to your primary school or other school that you all come from, because lots of you are not Segarian, they come from other school, but do give back, because as what Dr. Zyro said, giving back is something that make you a person. Because, like the story said that you by giving back, that today's teacher said, by giving back, that's the pahala that you gain. But actually, if you don't do that, you lost that thing. It's just lost like that. So I believe in doing that lah. So thank you so much.
Problem, small thing, because I think it's a very noble job lah. If you ask me, as a lifestyle person like me, I like to go around, and then I like to eat around. I like to hop around like a grasshopper like that. I don't even have a very stable thingy that will ground me. Then if you ask me to be only in Segar teaching, the money matter is not the issue. It's the issue of the determination and how passionate you are towards your career or your job. I think it's not my forte lah. So that's why some job or some career are meant for somebody. It's not meant for everyone. You get what I mean? So that is my thoughts of doing that. So being a teacher, being a frontliner, teacher is considered a frontliner, and being a doctor, a lawyer, all these professions are so dedicated to their work. Like being a lawyer, you have to equip. Being a lawyer, you have to be equipped as a professional where you don't leak out information. All right. Being a doctor, you have to always be on the front liner. Like my sister is actually doing a medical right now, soon to be a surgeon in about 5 years' time. So it's not easy. Okay, I was like, hey, don't go. Why you want to go and study this and that? It's not a very good profession. She was like, if I don't do it, no people will do it. No people will do it, then the community is lack of a doctor. Then I was like, okay, then I shut up lah. Then what to do? Because that is the thing that you will like to get back in return. It's not only the monetary return, but the hard work that people appreciate your work. I think that is so important. Yeah. Any question that you want to ask me?
They are starstruck by you.
Huh?
Seeing a star. Sudah terkejut. Sudah, wow. The wow is like making everybody sudah tak ingat mau tanya apa.
you have any question, you feel free to ask me. Any one of you playing IG, maybe we can keep in touch in IG, Instagram. This is my Instagram. A bit of advertisement promotion, a bit.
Yeah, everyone go follow Dr.
Sorry.
Zyro.
Tangan dah kebas lama tak typing. This is my IG.
Yeah, everyone go follow, okay? Thank
I
you.
wear also so chincai today. You know, actually, I'm actually wearing a short pant below me.
That's what happened in Zoom session. Right?
Yeah, Zoom section is always like that. Anything that you want to ask me?
I think one last question.
Okay.
Doctor, what is your advice to the young people now?
Like what?
You've been through many experience. So for us who are studying now, what is your advice to for we can get success in our life later?
Like I said, how do you determine success? Like how do you anchor success? What is success to you? Like for me, because everyone, you cannot measure, oh, I want to be like Lim Gong Tong. I want to be like, no, you have to know your success anchor. You need to know what do you want to achieve. Then only from there, that's why this kind of question is very personalized, where if you ask me for my personal opinion, how am I going to tell you the success? If I use my level to compare with you, you will be very stressful. Okay, but if you use another Tan Sri, a tycoon, to compare with me, I will be very stressful as well. So the success measurement, it always depends on what is the objective that you want. What is the objective that you want to do in life? And what do you want, the ultimate goal that you want to achieve? So if you ask me, if you set your goal that you want to be, like I said, every person, you have your own personality, you have your own interests. If you are not a person, you are not a people person, people person, it means that you are not a person that like to communicate with people. You are not a person that like to talk. Like maybe 13 or 15 people are online here. They like to listen, but they don't like to show their face. So how am I going to tell them to be on stage or present to themselves? You get what I mean? So that kind of angle is not easy to be to be used as a general advice, because every of this matter, right? Success is very personalized to individual. So if you ask me, you have to set your anchor, like, okay, what do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? Like, for example, if your ultimate goal is you want to be financial freedom, or your ultimate goal, you want to spend time with your family, or your maybe you have some financial issue that you want to address, or maybe your academic is not so strong, you want to address, or maybe you are so you are a bit confused of your future journey, you don't know what you want to do. So every of these question will lead to your success matters, or where do you want to go. So it's very personalized. It's very hard for me to tell you and give you an advice of what you do. The best advice I can give you right now is follow your heart. What do you want to achieve? You follow your heart. You tell yourself whether is it tally with the dream that you want to achieve. Like I said, you cannot set a dream where today I own a proton, tomorrow you want to own a rocket. It's too far away. You get what I mean? Yeah. So today you fly to, let's say for example, you fly to Singapore. Tomorrow you want to fly to Pluto. It's impossible, right? All this. So you have to set a very grounded, very close to what you are doing right now, but it's a bit far that you can achieve, and then from then on you can set a better positioning. Otherwise, to achieve that, it will be too far for you to reach. When something that is so hard to achieve, that is when all these negativity thoughts come in or flow in, where you will like started to, maybe I give up, like, I cannot one now, this stupid stuff, like cannot. That is how you actually set the goal to yourself, but at the same time, you are killing yourself also. Don't do that. Yeah. So if you ask me, a success story is very personalized. First thing first, you have to know what issue that you want to address. I'm sure every person right now, be it whether you are somebody or you are a student or you are somebody like Wan Lim, everyone have their own issue. What do you want to address? Okay, you want to address maybe your family issue or you want to address your personal issue or you want to address your academics your personal life journey. So everyone have their own issue. So if you're about to ask me for advice, right, follow your heart is the best thing, man.
Yes.
Then follow from your heart. If you have that answer already, you can actually PM me to ask me. That is fine, because that is more personalized. Because if I tell you right now, I think some of you might think that it's not useful to you. Some of you might thought that is totally different ball game to what I want. You get what I mean? You cannot duplicate another Zyro out. You cannot duplicate another Pavil out. You cannot duplicate another Puan Lim out, because everyone have their own personality. What you can do is you can put it as a reference. Maybe you can follow the footstep, but you cannot duplicate exactly the same. It's impossible because you have to brand yourself as a unique icon. Everyone has their own unique price tag. So you have to be that. Someday, if you ask me, this is the best. I think that is the best advice I can give.
Yeah, that's a good advice. Thank you, Doctor.
No problems. Any other question that you want to ask?
Okay, maybe
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What would you tell to yourself? I mean, for your younger yourself, maybe 10 years before, yourself to make a better version of yourself right now.
Can you repeat the question? The line is breaking this now.
What would you tell to yourself in younger age to make a better self of you right now?
You mean the younger days make the better self of mine?
Yeah.
You come again at the line breaking. You come again. What you ask?
I'm asking, what would you tell to yourself or younger yourself
Okay.
to make a better version of you right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
I always, like I said, I set a goal to myself for the next 5 years what I want to be. So I hope that I want to be that person. So I work backward from there. If I want, like for example, I want to go more than 10 countries, in 3 years' time. So in order to achieve that, what do I want to do in order to be there? And then in order to achieve the goals that I want, or so-called the person that who am I today, it's all about the determination that you do. And what do you believe that will make you success? Like for example, that's why I said you have to do all the risk management before you move on to other chapter of your life or your venture, because that is when you will start to have more knowledge of what you can achieve and what you can cope. If you Saja want to make up something that is so hard to even achieve, it will not bring you far for sure, because you have to go by step. Like for example, back then, like I said, when I was about 15, 16 years old, I started to have a dream like, okay, someday I want to work, even though if I work for some people, even right now, a fresh graduate from 5 or even from 6, I bet that, I'm not saying that it's bad, but I guess that your current stage right now, if you go for a part-time job or even a full-time job, your basic salary might be around 1,000 something, not even 2,000. How are you going to cope with the basic necessity that you want? Like for example, I want to buy my own phone without taking money from my parents. Back then the phone is so expensive. It's almost similar to, Nokia. Back then, my first phone that I bought I was 16 back then. I used my part-time money. I earn for about 10 days consecutively. I worked full-time as a consultant in a education fair because I have commission. One thing I'm blessed that I can talk well as a salesperson. So I used about 10 days to keep that money to buy that phone. That phone cost me 2,000 something, 2,005 or something, 10 days in order to achieve. Because my sales and commission, everything, I make it happen. So that is my first phone. Until now, I keep the phone. Even though that rosak, I still keep it. Because that is the anchor for me. It might not be symbolic to you, but it's symbolic to me. So being a person like that, I always feel gratitude to what I have. I always feel grateful to what I have and appreciate what you have before. And that is where, when you look back at all this, that is one of my so-called secret motivation to motivate myself to keep moving. Otherwise, you will always be there because there is nothing that you will feel proud of. It's not to say that you show off, you see, it's different thing. It's that the gratitude that you have. It's the hard work that you have cherished up. It's the hard work that you have actually ventured into, that you have been through. Yeah, so if you ask me to set the goal and tell the younger generation, I always say follow your heart, because you will never know what is the outcome, but you can actually manage the risk to make sure that you will be there. Somehow, I have really been to all the dreams. I already achieved that what I want, but at the age of the current age now, I have bigger dreams. So it's never a wrong thing whether your dream is big or small. Don't be embarrassed. Maybe your dream right now is to own a bicycle. It doesn't matter. Even your dream right now is just to own phone or maybe a phone. It doesn't matter because every stage of your life you have your own desire and you have your own dream. It doesn't matter. So what makes you matter is actually what do you want in life and how do you want to make it happen. So if you ask me, if I talk to my younger generation, the younger version of Zyro back then, I always say that follow your heart, just do whatever you want to do, and in a legal way lah. Don't get yourself into trouble. If you get yourself into trouble and if you get into something that you can never come back, that's it. You get what I mean? So that's why I never regret in all the decisions that I made. Yeah. I hope that answers you well.
Okay, maybe one final question.
Okay.
Okay, I've been really curious. I'm sure there are so many opportunities that are yet to come your way. But until now, what have you enjoyed most out of your life, or what is the best experience that you have experienced until now?
The best experience, seeing that maybe most probably is something that I venture into my own businesses, especially the dorm business, and also being educator, right? What I'm been doing, going around the school. Because back then I'm a very money-minded person. I always do things as long as there is money. Because to me, money is so important. Because I want to be financial freedom, like I told you before. But being an educator, it gives me another set of enjoyment, and it gives me another set of appreciation where I put on a lot of smile on my students' face, and then I help them a lot. And then from then, like I told you, I've been to more than 100 schools in Malaysia, and all these schools that I've been to, I use my own pocket money. I don't get a pay. Even though they pay me, I contribute back to the school. I don't charge. Actually, my rate right now, if you want to know my rate, my current earning right now, if you ask me, my speaking cost engagement is at least 3,000 per hour. 1 hour of class like that together with you all, I'm charging corporate for more than 3,000. Yeah, for a single class. And my highest peak back then as a speaker, where they join my class, one day I can charge them 2,000 to 3,000 per pax. And my highest record, I have about 60 students in my class. That is my one day income. So you do your maths lah. So yeah, I mean that I'm a businessman, of course every single time counts, right? So, but giving back to the school, one thing is not to say that the school is miskin or not lah, but one thing, it's not easy to get money from the school. Then it goes through a lot of procedure. Since you are willing to help, why do you actually kesa about all this money? If you can help, just help lah. So sometimes if they pay me also, they cannot pay the amount that I want. So they just pay me a token. We call them as token. It's not your fee, it's a token. So the token, even though if I accept, it's either I will give it to my staff because they have to drive, like even I go to Penang also, the journey is about 8 hours through and fro. So all this journey, then I have to stay there. Sometimes I stay there. If you ask me to perform a show over there, if I go Penang, I will not only go one school, I go more than 5 schools or 10 schools. So normally I will be there about 2-3 days. I will single there for 2-3 days. Then all these expenses is on my own. I have my team to cover, I have hotel to stay, everything. So it's good that the organizer will give me a stay. Even they don't, I'll do it out of my heart because it's like a charity. So you ask me what is the thing that I appreciate doing, maybe I like to go around, consider to help them. I'm not like filthy rich where I can donate millions and millions, but I can donate my time. I can donate, and then I can contribute my time. I can contribute my experience to the younger generation like you guys. So it makes me feel proud in a way that I along the way I built the network from the school. Someday you guys will turn into 20s, you guys will turn into 30s. So in a small corner of your heart, you still remember me. That is one of the biggest achievements that I have. Yeah.
It's very wholesome to hear you say all this. Very nice.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Doctor, for sharing all your interesting stories, your experience, and the wonderful knowledge. Yeah, I believe that you'll be many student inspiration and sifu after this.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for this 1.5 hour with Dr. Zyro. I guess that's all for today. Let's take a photo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everyone can open your cam and let us see your Lang Chai Lang face.
How to take a photo? Screenshot?
Yeah, I'll take it. All right.
Oh, you take it, then you share to me.
All right, no problem. Okay. So everyone, your face. Shraddha, Sakti. In 5 seconds. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right.
I think I need to have another screen, right? Not using this, right?
Okay.
I think I need to use this, right?
Okay. All right. Then we take again the photo.
Or you want to use the first page?
Yeah, can also.
Wow, so many slides on. Sorry, yeah. I have more than 80 slides in my.
Because we got many stories.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Again, everyone. In 3, 2, 1. Smile. Yeah. It's perfect.
Thank
you
you.
guys.
Thank you. I hope to see you guys
Zyro.
soon. I hope that if you are interested to arrange another talk, will be more personalized on business. Can arrange with One Lim. We see how.
Thank you so much, Dr. Zyro.
So matter. So I see you guys soon.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Thank you
Thank you so much for your time, Dr.
All
Zyro.
right. Stay safe. Stay safe. Bye bye. See you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Parvin, are we off live? YouTube. Okay. Dr. Zyro, is you around?
The question that you want to ask?
No.